Good morning, students. I am Ayushi Desai and I will be taking your value education. You have been learning value education since many years. So we know that in value education, we have certain short chapters or short stories at the end of which we have certain moral which teaches us to develop or include that moral value in us. So let's begin with the first chapter of value education, that is Happy as I Am. Let's listen. It was holiday time. Swaroop was swinging up and down and up again on the swing. The sun was shining. All the pretty flowers were swaying in the wind. He could see Mother making his favorite dish. How happy I am, he thought. Swaroop was contented with what he had. Contented means satisfied. So he was very happy with the mood or the atmosphere that he was having there. He was swinging and his mother was cooking his favorite dish. A few doors away, Maya threw her doll against the wall. I want a new doll, she screamed. I am fed up with my old toys. Although she had a whole box full of toys and games, Maya was very discontented with what she had. Whom are you like, Swaroop or Maya? So, in this story, a short part, what we are discussing, there are two children. One is Swaroop and the other is Maya. Swaroop is very happy with whatever he is having. He's swinging and he's having a simple day. Still, he is happy with the small things. But Maya, instead of having so many toys, still she is unhappy or discontented, means not satisfied. So, we have to be like Swaroop or Maya. We have to be like Swaroop, so that we always should be satisfied with what we have. A child who is contented is a happy child. A child who is discontented is an angry and unhappy child. Let's read a story about Wayne who learned to be content with what he had. So now over here we'll be reading a story about Wayne who had learned how to be contented or satisfied with what he had. Let's read. The Big Small House. Wayne was always complaining. He had a big family. He had a wife and 6 growing children. They had just one room to live in. There's so little space in this house. So Wayne, he was a kind of person who was always complaining about whatever he had. And Wayne had a very big family. There was a wife, Wayne's wife, and there were 6 children of Wayne. And there was only one house between them. So he was always unhappy and he was always complaining that he does not have enough to feed their children, or he was not happy with what he had. I am always tired as there is no corner where I can rest. So the wife, she is also always complaining that I don't have any place. Where should I rest? Because there was only one room and there were 6 children, Wayne and his wife. And the children, one of the children, she said, no place to play. Wayne decided to talk to his friend about it. He thought that his wise friend would know what to do. So Wayne thought, now what to do? So he went to his friend and asked, what should I do? And in order to get an advice, because he was a wise friend, he was very smart and intelligent. So he went to meet his friend and told him, I live in a one-room house. We all eat, sleep, live, play, study, and work there. We often tread on each other's toes, and that makes us fight. Tread on each other's toes means there is so less space, so they are always congested, and because of which, while moving also, they might walk upon others' toes or others' legs, which would hurt them, and because of which they would fight. Then the friend, what does he tell? Do you have any animals? Then Wayne replies, yes, I have a cow, a calf, a donkey, and some chickens. They live in a shed outside. Then the friend tells, take the animals inside your house. Let the animals live together with you for a week. So what does the friend tells? That you also take all the animals inside your house and let them live with you for a week. Wayne was surprised. This was not what he expected to hear, but he did as he was told. So Wayne did what he was told. He took all the animals that he had. Which animals? A cow, a calf, a donkey, and chickens. He took all those animals in one room where they stayed. His one-room house became even more crowded and full of noise. Cluck, cluck, the chickens were saying. And there was a lot of confusion because, see, already in one room 8 people were living, and apart from there, animals came. So it was a confusion. It was too much congestion. Do you have... okay. The next morning, Wayne went back to his friend. It is terrible. The animals are all over the house and we are squeezed into a corner. And the smell? What can we do? Take the chickens out. Wayne did as he was told, but returned the next day. The chickens are gone, but the hay, the animals are chomping and slapping the hay into everyone's eyes and hair. So over here again he is complaining that the dry grass that is there, the animals, what they are doing, they are stamping, they are putting all the grass into the people or the children and Wayne and his wife, those who were there. The animals, they used to stamp, means they used to put the hay into everyone's eyes and hair. Take the cow and calf out. So the next step, the friend, the wise friend, he advises that now next you take the cow and calf out. Wayne rushed back to do this, but was back the next day. The donkey has chewed up my children's books. So now again he is complaining. He is telling that the donkey that is still there in the room has chewed all my children's books. Then the friend again he says, send the donkey out too. So Wayne took the donkey outside. All the animals were now back in the shed. Sometime later, Wayne met his friend in the market. How are you, Wayne? How is the family? Wonderful. Very happy. The animals are back in their shed. The house is now big enough for us to be comfortable. A Jewish folktale retold. So over here, what does this whole story suggest, or what is the moral of the story? Over here, the story suggests that we should always be happy and satisfied with what we have. Because if the situation would be worse, right now, whatever situation you are, you should be happy and satisfied with that. Because the situation could have been worse also, right? So we should always be happy and we should always be thankful for the situation that we are in right now. We should never complain about the situations. Okay, so students, now what you will do? You will read this story twice and you will also see this video again 1 or 2 times. Read this story, understand it properly, and in the next lecture I'll be discussing with you the writing part of this. Till then, I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.